Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to see how to access the individual pixels of an image and how to modify them so that entire image is going to be modified. So let me open command prompt and then open the Jupyter notebook. Yes, now I am entering Jupyter notebook. Yes, it is loading. Yeah, now it is open. Let me open our notebook and no need to run all the cells. Remember that one. You need to run all. Since we are working with, since now we have worked with only two packages, I'm just going to run only this cell. Nothing but CV2 package and matplotlib cell. And one more thing is that A will be our image always. Yeah, only those both cells I have run. And now let us discuss on today's topic. Yes. So now our actual image is A. Let me print it. Yeah, we'll get in form of BGR. Yes. So let me directly work on our actual image only, nothing but RGB. So I am just reversing the pixels in order to get in the form of RGB. Yes, now you can see this is our actual image. Actually, this is stored in the variable A, right? So how to access individual pixels? Yeah, any image will be in form of a two-dimensional matrix, nothing but we will have two values. Nothing but let me say some, if I say only a of 0, you can see here completely we are getting those values, right? This a of 0 is nothing but in 0th row, all the pixels we are getting. To get only a single pixel, we need to pass two values. Let me say a of 12 comma 765. Yeah, these are the RGB values, guys. Remember that one. Now let me take some different one. Yes, you can see the difference in values, right? For 678 comma 984 different values we have got. These are nothing but R, G and B values. You may have doubt that can we modify those values? Yes, obviously we can modify it. So in order to modify directly in color, first let me show it in the grayscale image how to perform. So directly let me read the image cv2.im read off. Our image name is solar.jpeg. Yes. If we pass it as 0, it indicates that we are reading in grayscale only, right? Now just let me display here itself. Yes. Actually, the as I already mentioned that if we directly print it, we are unable to get the correct grayscale. So to get it, we are going to use CMap and we are going to pass the parameter as gray. Yes. Now this is actually our grayscale image. Now how to modify the values? Now since it is a grayscale image, just let me show. Yes, here you can see you are getting single values. There you have received nested values. Yes, you can see you are getting the single values. Now to observe still clearly, just let me show you the difference. Directly I am printing B. Yes, here you can see some of the values, right? Now when I access the B of 0, here you got all the values of this first row. Now if I say 0 comma 1, you are going to get some value, right? Yes, nothing but 10. Actually, in real time, when we discuss in the computer vision theory, the indexing for the images begin with 1. But how system understands is, it understands from 0. That's the different case where we worked in Scilab and here. So, now, yeah, how to modify the pixels? Just accessing it simply, b of 0 comma 1 is 10, right? Now let me make it as some 110 because grayscale can be from 0 to 255, right? That's the reason. Now let me print B. You can see whether the pixel is modified or not. Yes, you can see the pixel is modified. This is the modification of pixels. Accessing of pixels is done through indexing technique. Yeah, if you give only a single parameter, you are going to get the complete row. But remember that one, the image is always a two-dimensional matrix. You need to pass two parameters. Nothing but it is like a two-dimensional plotting where we will have the x value and y value. In the same way, here also we are performing. But the only difference between the color and this grayscale is in color you are going to have in format of array. Now, for example, here you are taking, you have got array, right? So let me give it as 23 comma 19 comma 24. Just observe the output. Yeah. Then how to observe it? Yes, you may not understand clearly, right? So here simply I am going to do one thing. Observe it clearly. Yeah, if a of 0 comma 1, it is 10, 10, 10. If you observe clearly. So hope you understood with grayscale. That's the reason now I am explaining in color how we need to do modifications. Yes. This a of 0 comma 1 is giving you the values 10, 10, 10. So now what you will do is just give some random variables. Let me say 255 comma 255 comma 255. Yes. Not only for 0 comma 1, for some starting all let me set those so that we can observe the change in the image clearly. 255 comma 255 comma 255. A of yes, just let me copy this so that we can observe the change easily. A of yes for 0 comma 3. Next, let me say 0 comma 4, 0 comma 5, 0 comma 6, 0 comma 7, 0 comma 8, 0 comma 9, 0 comma 10. Just let me change these values. 7, 8, 9, 10. Just run that cell. Yes. Now you have seen A is completely related to color image and B is for gray. Now just let me print A, printing A. Yes, you can see since I set all the values to 255 in this case, you can see continuously there are 255. So now let us observe the change in the actual image. So for that, what are you going to do? PLT dot im show of A. Yes, since since this image is actually too large, You can't observe the change clearly. So if you many values you are going to do, then it is going to affect the actual image. So this is how we are going to modify the pixels and their pixel values. That's the reason here you can see how the pixels are modified. This is how it works. Since I have done only 0, this is the complete range of 1000, guys. Remember that one. In 1000, uh, how much portion will be 10? It is up to your imagination. Because still here only 100, 10 means it is very, 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 very less. At a one corner it will be, right? That's the reason you are unable to observe that much change in the original image and modified image. But actually it affected in case after doing the modification of pixels. This is the modifying values of the pixels. This is, remember that one. Here I have passed as the list with three values because this is a color image R, G and B. But whereas in grayscale, we will be having a single value because it is an 8-bit image and a single value. Nothing but from 0 to 255, any value we can take. We need to pass only one value. If you pass list, it will be a blunder mistake for grayscale. So that's the difference of grayscale and RGB image pixels accessing and manipulation. Accessing is the same technique, but the output will be different. Here it will be in a single value, there it will be in three values. That's the only difference in between accessing and modifying the pixels of RGB and grayscale. So hope you all understood. If you are facing any issues, drop in the comment section. And in the next lecture, we are going to see cropping and flipping image using OpenCV. Flipping is very easy. Uh, Flipping is nothing but just you will rotate in horizontal, vertical, either left side, right side only, that's it. But while working with the rotation, it can be in various degrees. So that's the different concept which we will discuss once we cover the flipping concept. But in our photos gallery, you can see rotate option. If you use that one, you won't be able to rotate to the angle you want. Just it will perform like flipping of an image. Flipping like horizontal, vertical, left and right directions. That's it. But coming to rotate, you can rotate to multiple degrees, which you can see in multiple image editors and all. And cropping, as you know, everywhere we perform the cropping of images. These all concepts we will discuss in the upcoming classes. And if you are facing any issues with accessing and modifying of the pixels for RGB and grayscale image, please drop them in the comment section. Thank you.